hydrogen fuel cell is older than now. Good morning everyone. My name is Swapna Lakshmi from CSC department SRAT college. Today I will talk about construction and working of H2 and O2 and methanol O2 fuel cell. First, outline of the preparation. Introduction to fuel cell, basic of the fuel cell, hydrogen oxygen fuel cells, hydrogen oxygen fuel cells and components, working principle of hydrogen fuel cells, advantages of hydrogen fuel cells, challenges of fuel cells, methanol oxygen fuel cells components, comparison of future outlook. A brief outer look, sustainable energy solution. Fuel cells are devices that converted chemical energy directly into the electricity without combination. They offer a clean and efficient energy solution. It produced electricity and water when combined with oxygen. They are economically friendly, emitting no greenhouse gases. They have applications in transformation, stationary power generation and portable devices. Fuel cells. Basic of the fuel cells. Fuel cells are electrochemical devices that generated electricity by converting in the chemical energy of the fuel directly into electrical energy without combination. They consisted of anode and a cathode and electricity. Anode, where the fuel cells such as hydrogen, natural gas, methanol, etc. oxidizing and realizing of the electrons. Cathode, where oxygen useful from the air reacts with the electrons and sometimes another reacts to form a water or another byproducts. Electrode, a substance that conduct ions between the anode and cathode. Hydrogen and oxygen fuel cells. Hydrogen and oxygen fuel cells are a energy converted that produced electricity. Throughout the electrochemical relation between the hydrogen and oxygen, one of the biggest advantages of the hydrogen oxygen fuel cells is that they produced electricity without combination. Fuel cells are highly efficient compared to traditional combustion based system. There are can converted high percentage of the energy contained in hydrogen into electrical energy, typically researching efficiency level of 40 to 60%. See this picture. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell components: anode, cathode, electrode, catalyst, external current city. Working principle of hydrogen fuel cell. Electrochemical reaction. At the anode, hydrogen molecule split into the proteins and electron with the help of catalyst. Electrode separation. A membrane electrode allows only proteins to pass through the cathode, blocking electrons. External current. Electrons usually pass through the electrode and directed through an external circuit, creating an electric current. Cathode reaction. At the cathode, oxygen combination with the proteins that travelled through. The electricity and electrons from the external current to form water and heat. O2 plus 4H plus 4E electrons to H2O. See this picture. Hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a anode, oxygen is a cathode. From the middle part of the electrode to combine with water. Energy generation. To flow of the electrons through the external current generates electrical power, with water being the only byproducts and oxygen with oxygen combination. 2H2O plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. This is working of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Advantages of hydrogen fuel cell: clean energy protection. Hydrogen and oxygen fuel cell generated electricity throughout an electron chemical reaction emitting only water, vapor and heat as a byproduct. Next line. High efficiency. Fuel cell after higher energy efficiency compared to combination based system. Fuel cell can be adapted from a version application included transformation, cars, bus, etc. Stationary power generation from the homes, etc. Challenges of a concentrations. Cost. The product of a fuel cell, especially through using the precious metals like a platinum and a catalyst, can be expensive. Infrastructure. Developing a infrastructure for a hydrogen production, storage and disturbance of a circular hydrogen production. Most hydrogen is currently produced through a methods like a stream, refining, natural gas and electrolysis, which often really fuel or electricity from the non-renewable sources. Methanol oxygen fuel cells. Fuel operation. Methanol oxygen fuel cells can be achieved high energy conversion efficiency. See this picture. To pass through a methanol to electron flow, oxygen, water, anode and cathode electrode from the middle part of the hydrogen ions. To separate the carbon dioxide. Fuel. Methanol oxygen fuel cell utilize methanol as a fuel sources, which is a liquid at a room temperature operation. In this fuel cell, methanol is the oxidation at the anode to generated protons, electrons and carbon dioxide. Efficiency. Methanol oxygen fuel cells can be achieve high energy conversion efficiency. Methanol fuel cell components. The components of a methanol oxygen fuel cell included anode. At an anode, methanol introduction and undergoes electron chemical oxidation. By the way, cathode. Oxygen from the air is supplied to the cathode electrode, a proton exchange membrane separated and anode and cathode. External current. Electrons released during the methanol oxidation process at an anode cannot pass through a electrode. Catalyst. This is substance, the electrochemical reactions that occurs at the anode and cathode. Comparison and future outlook. Fuel sources. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Uses of a hydrogen gas has the fuel sources requiring a separation infrastructure from the hydrogen production, storage and a distribution. Methanol oxygen fuel cell. Utilize methanol, a liquid fuel which is easier to transport and store compared to gaseous hydrogen. Efficiency. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell generally have high efficiency in converting the chemical energy. Methanol oxygen fuel cells offer silently low efficiency. Thank you.